here's the truth. Time isn't running out. Your life is. If you're ready to step off the treadmill and start living the life of your own terms, really take a seat at the head of your table, I need you to listen completely. You would have spent approximately 2,949 days on social media. That's over 8 years of your life on it, right? On your phone, just looking at things. Hey, use that time to read. Use that time to take a course or even work on a side project. If you're listening to this on podcast, I want you to speak it out loud right now. I'm going to marry the vision, but I'm going to date the method. Are you ready to transform your future and step into the tech industry where opportunities are limitless and net worth millionaires are created every single year? It's time to level up your skills and your income with Yellowtail Tech. You see, at Yellowtail Tech, they offer cutting-edge courses designed to prepare you for high-demand roles like cloud system admins, DevOps engineers, AWS engineer, and so many more. Imagine a career as a system admin or a site reliability engineer where your expertise is not only valued, but you guys, it's rewarded. Yellowtail programs are tailored to match your learning curve, ensuring you don't just learn, but you also thrive. With a diverse student body representing over 40 nationalities, they strive for gender balance and to provide scholarships to the underrepresented communities. Because you see, at Yellowtail Tech, they believe in the power of diversity. The tech industry is booming right now, and the time to act is right now. Don't just dream about success and dream about being a net worth millionaire. Take the first step towards making it your reality. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/yellowtail and sign up for a free consultation today. Your journey to a prosperous future starts right here. Yellowtail Tech is empowering you to soar higher and achieve greatness. Join them and be a part of the tech revolution. Visit anthonyoneal.com/yellowtail. What's going on, family? Welcome back to the table, man. Today's going to be a good show. Because if you're feeling stuck in this daily grind, exhausted from the same routine and wondering if there's more to life than this ever-ending living paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, today's show is going to be specifically for you. Because I want to say this up front. You don't have to quit your 9-to-5 job to actually find freedom, to find fulfillment, and to find financial success. I know we're living in this generation of, oh my God, you got to be an entrepreneur to be an owner. Oh my God, you got to be an entrepreneur to have true freedom. No, man, no. You actually need to find a proven system that you can follow, right? And today I'm going to give you the specific things, the route, the system that I followed that allowed me to stay on my job for years, you guys, and build wealth, right? There's 4 major points I'm going to teach from my brand new book, Take Your Seat at the Table, AKA Take Control of Your Life. But you really got to be dialed in today, right? Because here's the deal. I'm going to say this up front. We hear everyone say, you're young, you got time. And you know what? Here's the truth. Time isn't running out. Your life is. I'm going to say this one more time. Time isn't running out, but our life is. I'm going to show you how to maximize every single moment from your lunch break to your evenings so you can build something beyond your 9-to-5 job. And then after that, I'm going to explain why it's crucial, right? Why it's so important that your life doesn't depend on any one job or any one person, because true freedom does come from a level of independence. Then we're going to dive into how aligning your life with your God-given purpose can transform the way you work and live. And finally, I'm going to show you how to diversify your skill sets, you guys. Yes. how to not be good in just one area, but how to add different things to your resume. So you're always ready to seize new opportunities. And that is so crucial, because the reason why some of you are not getting new opportunities is because you're limited to one thing, because you have not expanded your wealth of information. So if you're ready to step off the treadmill and start living the life of your own terms, really take a seat at the head of your table, I need you to listen completely. I want you to watch and be dialed in all the way through. Don't fast forward, because I really spent some time on putting this show together because I really want to help people get out of this rat race of living paycheck to paycheck and really experience the freedom that I believe God wants for all of us. I've got some real talk and some actionable steps that's going to help you do just that. So listen, before we get into today's show, do me a quick favor. Please hit subscribe. Please hit that thumbs up, because today's show is going to be good. And we are almost close to 800,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers away from 1 million community members here at the E3 community. So if you can, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button, stop dating us, and be a part of this family. Let's help you get to where you are taking a seat at the head of your table. And then number two, three things actually. Number two is we're going to be bringing back Build Your Table here every Wednesday, where you'll be able to call in and ask me your direct questions. We're going to put that information inside today's show notes of how you can call in and ask me your money questions, your wealth building questions, your debt questions, your children's questions. I want to help you build your own table so you can take a seat at the head of your table. And number three, I want to thank today's sponsor of today's show, Ethos, which I'm going to talk about them here in a little bit. But let's get into these four main points. Here's number one, right? You got to realize time isn't running out, but your life is. I want to keep it real. A lot of us, some more time. So many of us are running through life on autopilot, thinking we have all the time in the world. But here's a sobering fact that I've done some research on. The average lifespan in the US is about 77 years old. Okay, let's break this down. So 77 years old means that's roughly about 28,000 days you're living. And if you're already in your 30s and in your 40s or beyond, we've already burned through a good chunk of that time. The clock isn't ticking on some distant deadline. It's ticking on our lifespan. I'm 40. So if I'm going by what the average span is, technically I got 50, 60, 70, about 40 years left. I'm praying I get to 100, right? But I got 40 years left to live. I'm going to break this down so you can really get this, right? The average person spends about 2 hours and 31 minutes a day on social media. If you spend 2 hours and 31 minutes a day on social media, by the time you reach 77 years old, you would have spent approximately 2,949 days on social media. That's over 8 years of your life on X. That's over 8 years of your life going through other people's life, seeing what other people are doing, gossiping about what other people are doing. That's 8 years. I'm not done. The average person spends 3 hours and 16 minutes a day watching TV. So if you spend 3 hours and 16 minutes a day watching TV, by the time you reach 77 years old, you would have spent approximately 3,828 days watching TV. That's over 10 years of your life. Oh my gosh. 10 years watching TV, 8 years on social media. That's 18 years that you've wasted doing nothing. Now, I'm not knocking social media because some of y'all have found me on social media. I'm not knocking TV because I love the Game of Thrones. But here's what I did realize. Years ago, when I started doing my research, I was like, wait a minute, Anthony, you're going to spend 18 years consuming junk? Okay, maybe a year or two. Okay, maybe an hour or two a day. Now I'm intentional about my time because I realize that I have to maximize my time. We often hear people say time is running out, but the truth is, it's our life that's slipping away with every passing day. But here's the good news. Here's the good news. We have the power to make every single minute count. And one of the best ways to do this is by maximizing your time outside of work. This means taking full advantage of your lunch hour. This means your evenings. You need to take full advantage of it. Stop gossiping, man. Stop calling your girlfriend saying, girl, I heard, or stop calling your people saying, girl, who's he dating? Girl, she better watch out for him. Shut the hell up. And start maximizing your time. The reason why you're living paycheck to paycheck is because 18 years you've been wasting it on junk that is not helping you build. 18 years you wasted weekends on going out and having a hot girl summer, going out or getting all these ladies and making all these babies. Like, we've wasted so much time. Time is not running out, but our life is. I remember I was 20 years old, and I right when I got out of living out of the backseat of my car, one of the very first things that I did was I started looking for different things that would help me learn more about money. And as I was looking, I was like, dang, how come middle school, how come high school didn't teach me how to be successful as a young person? How come no one taught me about money? There wasn't one class I took about money inside of high school, because last time I checked, high school is teaching me how to read, write, add, and process information so that I can graduate and get a job and contribute to my community. Well, I'm confused. You're teaching me how to get a job, but you're not teaching me how to be successful with the income that my job produces. So as I started doing all this research, I realized there was nothing that was teaching young people how to succeed. So at 20, I started a nonprofit organization called YPS, Young People Succeeding Incorporated, right? Where I started learning that I got to go into high schools. I need to go into middle schools. I need to teach people. And when my mind started shifting a little bit, like, why am I out here washing my car and putting all this nice stuff on my car and putting rims on my car, putting 212s in the back of my car, and I look good, but I'm broke. I look good and I'm struggling. Like, why? What's going on? So I started spending my lunch hour at my job, learning how to start a nonprofit organization. I started using my lunch hour. I would literally leave. I would bring my lunch and I would go into a back room. And I'll just be reading Total Money Makeover. I'll just be reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'll just be reading things. And what I would do is I would spend that hour and I would write out my plan for young people succeeding. I started maximizing my time. Now watch this and be transparent. No, I didn't make all the right decisions from then. But my mindset started shifting. Instead of for me, going out and trying to get on MySpace at that time and see who's in people's top friends list. Like, why am I not in her top friend list? Why am I not in my board's top friend list? I said, let me go out here and make some money and build my wealth and impact these young people. And I started a nonprofit organization during my lunch hour. So I want to give you some practical things on how you can really maximize your time. Let's start right there, your lunch hour. Instead of for just scrolling through, Instagram and Meta, Facebook and TikTok, right? On your phone, just looking at things. Hey, use that time to read. Use that time to take a course or even work on a side project. A single hour a day adds up to 250 hours a year. Imagine what you could accomplish with that. Just think about that. If you just dedicated 1 hour a day to reading, to growing in something, that's 250 hours. You really only need 100 hours to really be successful at something. So if you need 100 hours to be successful at something, you put 250 hours into that same thing, you're going to be beyond successful in that. You're going to have the wealth of information that you need to be successful. After work, you're 5 to 9. These hours are golden Instead of for crashing on your couch or jumping on this new app called Chatter. Yeah, I know about it. Instead of for jumping on Clubhouse every daggone day and talking and screaming at people and getting into drama, instead of for getting on the couch and looking at the latest hip hop, Atlanta house, whatever that crap is, basketball wives, reality TV show, use this time to pursue your passions. Use this time to build your side hustle. Use this time to invest in yourself, or watch this, invest into your self-development and invest into your family self-development. I'm not saying we need to be growing all the time, because one thing I do know is that if you can invest into your family, invest into your kids, man, that's going to make you even wealthier, because you see, wealth is not just about the tangible of money, but it's also about what do you accumulate during that time. And if you can get your family on the same page, that is wealth. That is a form of wealth. Whether you're learning a new school, networking, or working on that business, or working with your family and growing with your family, these hours can and will transform your life. So now we go from lunch hour, we go from the 5 to 9 time frame. What are we doing on our weekends? How are we maximizing our weekends? Your weekends shouldn't be just for recovery. Oh, child, I need to sleep in and rest. Or girl, I'm about to go twerk on a little something. Or boy, I'm about to step out, bro. I'm about to go holler at these chicks at this party. No. These are prime time for making progress. I want you to dedicate time to activities that push you closer to your goals. Whether that's spending dedicated time with your kids at a soccer game, whether that's spending dedicated time with your spouse and y'all growing together. Because let me tell you, when you grow with your spouse, and I can't wait to get married, but when you grow with your spouse, that's another level of wealth that you can build from, because it is best to build with two. It is best to do it together than it is to do it alone. And so having that dedicated time with your spouse can change so many things. Whether you're working on personal projects, learning, or watch this, or even volunteering at your local church or a local network. Because you never know when you volunteer who you will meet, who you will connect with. And that's crucial. You see, the key is to be intentional with your time. Stop letting the day slip by and start reclaiming those hours for what truly matters. So remember, you can't get more time, but you can make better use of the time that we have left. Your life isn't just happening during those 8 hours at work. It's happening 24/7. I want you to make sure that every hour counts. And speaking of every single hour, I want to thank again today's sponsor of today's show, Ethos. Ethos is for when I no longer have hours, but my family has hours. My loved ones still have hours. And I want to make sure that when my hours expire here on earth, that I'm able to leave my family with clarity, with direction, and with money that can help extend their hours and make the rest of their hours peaceful and fruitful. Check this out. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Anthony ONeal, and I want to share a secret with you. I want to share something with you that I regret not doing sooner. If you've been thinking about getting life insurance, now is the time to act. Let me tell you about my friends over at Ethos, the life insurance company that's making waves with its affordability and ease of access. You can get coverage for as low as $30 a month. My own rate was just around $60 a month. And I spend more than that on food delivery. Let me be honest. I want to give you some quick points of why I love them so much. Number one is their rates and affordability. Imagine paying $30 or $68 a month for a peace of mind. That's less than most of your monthly subscriptions. Number two, ease of use. You can get up to $2 million in coverage without any medical exams or blood tests. Just answer a few quick, healthy questions and you're set. The entire process is 100% online and take less than 10 minutes. Number three, speed. You can get a quote in seconds. You can apply in minutes and have same day coverage. I got my coverage through Ethos literally in 10 minutes and got my thing back quick. Trust and reliability is the last thing I love about them. Ethos has an A+ rating with the BBB and stellar Trustpilot reviews. Every day, Around 2,000 families are approved for life insurance through Ethos. Listen, I don't want you to wait. Life insurance rates can increase by 8 to 10% each year you delay. I purchased my policy a few years ago, and if I had waited until now, my price would be significantly higher. Lock in your rate right now and secure your family's future. I want you to visit anthonyoneal.com/ethos to get your free life insurance quote. Apply and get coverage in under 10 minutes. Don't procrastinate. Take control of your future today. So listen, go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance. Check out my brothers and my sisters over there at Ethos, man. They are providing some amazing things and helping you out with getting a great term life insurance policy and a trust to help you avoid probate court. So we'll make sure to drop the information in today's show notes. All right, let's finish up the rest of this show, man, because I'm really feeling this. If you're really feeling this, y'all, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. If you're watching this live, if you're listening to this on podcast, do me a favor, leave a comment, leave a review on the podcast, because these are the things that's going to help you build your table. This is why I wrote my new book, Take Your Seat at the Table, because I want to help transform your life. So if you're enjoying this, I'm not asking you to do anything for me. Only thing I'm asking you for is help me spread this message by hitting that thumbs up if you're watching this on YouTube, sharing this podcast, leave a good review, and I promise you, you're going to help us hit our goal of 800,000 subscribers that'll eventually get us to 1 million. All right, number 2, make sure you're not depending on anyone. When I say anyone, I want you to make sure that you're not dependent on just one person and one job. You see, in my book, Take Your Seat at the Table, I teach that true freedom comes from when we're not depending on any single job, person, or source of income. It's about building a life where we are in control, not at the mercy of circumstances beyond your control. I want to be real here too as well, that depending solely on one job or one person for your livelihood is not wise. What happens if the job disappears or that person is no longer in your life? The truth is, if your life is dependent on one source, you're setting yourself up for instability and stress. And I'll be honest with you all, I have a great staff here, and I'm always reminding them, like, hey, listen, I want you to stick around me forever. I want you to stick around me for as long as you can. And I'm going to do my very best to give pay raises, to create more opportunities for them to make more money. But here's the truth. Anthony ONeal owns this company. And so even for me, owning the Neatness Network, having this show The Table, I am investing in things outside of this because you don't know. I don't want my livelihood to be depending upon just this show. So I'm investing in real estate. I'm starting other small ventures that will generate other income, that will help produce income just in case if one stream stops, this thing goes. And if this thing goes, right, then I got to let go of the team. And I tell them that all the time, like, hey, on your free time, get you a side business, right? As long as that side business doesn't contradict, doesn't impact you performing here well, man, I want you to go out there. Heck, I send business to my teammates on the side because I want them to win. I don't want them to be so dependent on me. I don't want that because I'm not depending solely on this, right? So if I'm not expecting them to. And you should not be solely depending on your job because the majority of us work in at-will states. To what this means, she can walk in and say, you know what? I no longer want you to work with us. Goodbye. And now your whole life is flipped upside down because you put everything into one basket rather than serving well, loving well, doing the right thing. But you should be building something outside of this. That's why having multiple streams of income is key. You see, according to a recent study, 65% of self-made net worth millionaires have at least 3 streams of income that are not attached to each other. This could be a side business, investments, or even rental properties. The point is to diversify where your money comes from so that you when one stream dries up, right, you've got others to keep you afloat. And that's important. This is why I'm always suggesting, like, hey, when things are going well, before you go start another business, hey, yo, go put your money in a high yielded savings account. Go park your money in the SoFi checking account where you can get, a good 4.6 interest rate on your money. So now your money is making you more money. I got 2 accounts with at least 6 figures in there. And that means every single month I'm making close to $1,000 a month with money just sitting there. I use that money for dating or for other things. If I don't go out on a date, then I let it sit there and let it compound, right? So I have different multiple revenue streams that those revenue streams are producing me more money in a high yield savings account where y'all been saying $1,000 ain't a lot of money. Well, $1,000 compared to my account just sitting in a regular checking account. And I'm honestly going to do a show on the worst banks to bank with. Oh, this is going to be so good. And I'm going to tell you why, right? But I would rather have my money sitting in a high yield savings account, making me $1,000 and sitting in one account and it's only making me $100. Why? I'm gonna get the extra money. But here's how you can start building that independence. Number one, you got to identify your skills. I want you to think about the skills or passions you have that could generate you extra income. This might be something as simple as freelancing, consulting, or selling products online. I want you to start small. Oftentimes we want to go big, go from small to massive. No, you don't need to quit your job or make drastic changes overnight. Please don't do that. Please do not do that. I want you to start small with a side hustle that can manage, that you can manage in your off hours. As it grows, you can reinvest the profits and scale it up and see where God takes you from there. I know a lot of people who are in the tech industry and they have a full-time job in the tech industry because they work from home and have another full-time job over here doing something else because they've learned how to manage both jobs. Now, I know a lot of people are doing it not really for a long-term gains because, hey, they want to buy a house or they want to, save up for a new car and they want to pay cash or something like that for it. So they'll go do that. What I don't want you to do is go out here and strive to make all this extra money that you lose your family, that you lose your peace, that you lose your sense of awareness for who you are. And sometimes I got to remind myself that being the CEO of my companies, I got to remind myself, boy, stop, boy, relax. Every Friday when our team is off, man, I go golfing. I purposely make sure that I disconnect because I can work. And the last thing that I want to do is be striving towards this, but then I lose out on my mental health. I lose out on my family. I lose out on my wife. So just keep that. Now, here's the last thing. Build a safety net. Use your side income to build an emergency fund or to pay off some debt. You have to. The more financially secure you are, watch this, the less dependent you become on any one source of income. I teach the park your emergency fund inside of a high yield savings account. And the good one, like I told you before, is called SoFi. I'll make sure to link SoFi in today's show notes. But here's the last thing too, up underneath this part. Underneath number 2 is you got to think long term. See, I want you to invest in opportunities that can generate passive income. This could be through real estate. I'm getting heavy into real estate right now. Dividends from stocks. I just had a webinar on how to build your portfolio or even creating digital products that you sell while you sleep. I actually am working on something very big. That's going to be our first product that I believe is going to be huge for all the people. I cannot wait to share this with you. So remember, the goal isn't just to earn more money. It's to create that financial freedom. One thing that I've learned from married couples, and I actually just had my brother and sister on the show here, and when there's financial freedom and financial peace inside of a relationship, we see less divorce, we see less couples with stress, we see less families with stress. And I'm going to say this respectfully because we're all grown. Even married couples said that their intimacy life is better because there's no financial stress. So this is why I'm always teaching, take a seat at the head of your table and take control of it. Because when you're not depending on one job or one person, you gain the power to make the decisions based on what's right for you and your family. You're not making any decisions out of fear or losing your income. You're walking with a spirit of boldness. You're walking with a spirit of like, oh, I got this. With God on my side, with God leading me, I got this. So you got to start building wealth today. You got to start building that freedom today because life is too short to live at the mercy of anyone or anyone else. The last thing I want you to do is to spend 70 years of your life to only enjoy the last 7. Oh man, I'm gonna say that one more time. Before we go to number 3, I want that let that sit there a little bit. You know, think about this. If the average lifespan is 77, whoo, and the average retirement age is 59 and a half, but the average person stops working at about 65 to 67. So we've worked 67 years to only enjoy 7. And I'm gonna say this, and this is the truth. This is hard truth. I want you to think about how many people at 70 are really healthy enough to really enjoy life. How many people at 70 can really just jump on a plane and go wherever they want and do whatever they want to do with their health? How many people? We should be enjoying our life now. While we're working 9 to 5, we should be able to do some of the things that we do right now. I got staff who work me for 9 to 5. I give them 2 months off a year. You know why? Because I don't want them stressed over here. We work in a stressful career, but I also understand that, yo, I want you to get out. I want you to travel. I want you to go do something fun. I want you to get away from me. I want you to go out there, make some more kids, date, have fun, do whatever you need to do. Because I don't want you to get to 70 and you busted your butt, living paycheck to paycheck, and you still can't enjoy your life. I want to have freedom and smile before I get to my freedom land, which is called heaven. I want to smile externally and internally here on earth, not just when I get to heaven. As it is on heaven, I want to have it here on earth too. I want to experience it. Which leads me to number 3. I get passionate and start slipping on my words. I'm so sorry. Here's number 3. Here's how we get out of the rat race, you guys. We got to marry the vision, but we got to date the method. I'm saying one more time. We got to marry the vision, and we have to date the method. You see, success in life comes from having a clear, detailed, written out vision of where you want to go. The Bible says where there is no vision, that's where people perish. So successful people have a clear vision of where they want to go, but flexibility in how they get there. Prime example. I was on the flight and it was raining. The captain comes on and says, hey, I got to fuel up. I got to put some more fuel inside the plane because the original direction of where we were going, the original route of where we were going to get to DC, because there's something in the air, a storm, we're going to change. We're going to be flexible, get a little bit more gas, and go around it. Watch this. The vision didn't change, but the direction did change. You see, when you marry the vision but date the method, you stay committed to your ultimate goal, the ultimate vision, while being adaptable in the steps you take to actually achieve it. This mindset allows you to overcome obstacles and take advantage of new opportunities along the way. Because what would have happened if the pilot would have said, hey, we're going to take our chance and go through the storm because our mission is there. I got to go there and God is going to cover me. No. God he gave you the mission. He gave you the vision, but how to get there? He may say, you know what? Start off here. When you get to this part, you may need to go over here. Sometimes a lot of us are crashing. A lot of us aren't being successful is because my vision is this. And you think there's only one way to this vision when there's different ways to this vision. You see, vision is what gives our life direction. It's our why that drives everything that we do. But studies show that people with a clear vision are more likely to succeed because they have a strong sense of purpose and focus. But here's the key. I keep saying this. While the vision remains consistent, the methods can and will change as you grow, as you evolve, as you learn, as you mature. and as you adapt to new circumstances. I had a vision to grow this show. I've had 3 different team members come and go. Actually, 2 different team members come and go. That didn't work out. The vision is still the same. I'm growing. How we're getting there, I'm plugging in different people. The vision is to grow this show. I had the thing at the house first, but then the mission changed because, you know what? I want my house back to myself. I don't like having guests just come in and out of my house. The mission, not the mission, how I got there changed. Think about it like this. If your vision is to achieve financial freedom, the goal stays the same, but the way you reach it might change over time. Maybe you start by working extra hours, then move to building a side hustle, and then eventually you invest in real estate and stocks. The method evolves, but the vision, financial freedom, it remained the same. So here's how to marry the vision and date the method. As a matter of fact, I'm just preaching today. Y'all got to flow with me. Y'all got to flow with me today. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, I want you to put in the comment section right now, marry the vision and date the method. Just type it. I want you to type, marry the vision, date the method. If you're listening to this on podcast, I want you to speak it out loud right now. I'm going to marry the vision, but I'm going to date the method. I'm going to marry the vision. I'm going to date the method. And here's how we do this clearly. Number 1, we got to define your vision. You got to get crystal clear on what you want to achieve, whether it's building wealth, whether that's finding your dream career or creating a legacy. Your vision should be big, bold, motivating, and smack in front of you at least 3 times a day. I want you to get your vision. I want you to put your vision into at least 3 sentences. And I want you to print it. I want you to put it on your bathroom mirror where you got to brush your teeth at. Then I want you to put it in your refrigerator where you got to go into the refrigerator at least 2 or 3 times a day. And every time you get to the mirror, I want you to read it. Every time you get to the refrigerator, I want you to read it. Then I want you to put it right here in a smack of your phone. And every time you open up your phone, I want you to read it. I want you to do that for consistently 250 hours. So if that means you wake up in the morning, you read in the afternoon, okay, let's take hours away. I want you to do this for at least 3 months consistently every single day. Because when you can have the vision implanted in your head, you know where you're going. Next, I want you to stay committed to that vision now. Now, no matter what challenges come your way, keep your eyes on the vision. Remember, the vision never changes. Even if the path does, the vision doesn't change. I want financial freedom. I want to get out of debt. I don't care if your car breaks down and you got to spend $3,000. The vision is still to get out of debt, but I'm going to take care of this car first, but I'm still going there. Which leads to the next point. You got to be flexible with the method. Life is unpredictable, and so are the opportunities that come your way. I want you to be open to changing your approach as you learn more. You got to gain new skills, okay? Or encounter unexpected roadblocks. The method should evolve to fit the situation, but it should always support the vision. The vision never changed with me. The vision never changed. Watch this. If I can be honest and transparent with you. The vision 3 years ago when I started this business, and I'm being vulnerable here with you. The vision 3 years ago to start this business, at the start of this business, was to help people get out of debt, build wealth, and build a legacy to leave to their children's children. Specifically for people of color, minority culture. But I had an agreement that I wouldn't do certain things in honor of my last situation for at least 3 years. And so for 3 years, the vision was always help you who are watching get out of debt, build wealth, and build a legacy. But there were certain things I couldn't do. I couldn't create for a certain amount of time. And so my vision never changed, but the method of how I was helping you all get there had to change for a certain period of time. So I had to be flexible and honoring my past situation while still moving forward towards my vision. Now that I'm free from that situation, now I can create what I'm doing. But watch this. In learning different methods, God is teaching. This is not even in my notes. In learning different methods on how to get there, I learned different ways how to make money. I built a multiple 7-figure business without even really tapping into my strength. So now that I'm able to tap into my true strength, I'm about to go from a multiple 7-figure. God, you teaching this one right here. I'm about to go from a multiple 7-figure situation to I would say at least $8 to $10 million business within the next 12 to 24 months. You know why? Because I saw the vision and I didn't stop because it wasn't going the way that I thought it should go. I was flexible. I was adaptable. I was willing to adapt, adjust, and overcome any current situations. And I said, God will give me the strength during this new method, because that's not the method I would use right now to go to my vision. But God, you told me to go there, but I have to go over here first. So God, show me how to adapt, adjust, and overcome, and how to still make it make sense for my people. And y'all have been rocking with me. Y'all have been supporting me. Man, we've been able to build. We haven't struggled or stressed for money because I was willing to adapt and adjust. But now with this season, I got to review and adjust. So if you're going to be flexible, you got to take time to reflect on your progress. Are the methods you're using still effective? Or is it time to try something new? I was just meeting with my team the other day and I said, hey man, we have this tool and we're not really using it. And I'm paying all this money for these different things that this one tool uses. Like, while this stuff is working, it can work over here. It can save us money. It can save us time. It keeps us all over here. And watch this. It makes our company stand out even more. But I had to step back and say, you know what, in this new season that we're walking in, now that I am 100% capable and able to do what I really want to do, how do we bring everything in and we can manage everything better? So I had to step back and review and adjust. You see, regular adjustments will keep you moving forward without losing sight of your ultimate goal. But also regular adjustments may kind of disturb some people, saying, well, this is working, why are we changing it? Understand is, people are not going to understand your vision. And what I see in today's day and time is people get attached to the method more than they get attached to the vision. Woo! People get attached to how they do something more than why they're doing something. The method is going to change. And if you're not changing your method, even personally at home, with your own personal life, within your own personal marriage, if you're not willing to change the method, you will never hit your vision. Because God gave you the vision, but he's also giving you different methods on how to get there. So remember, people who have a strong vision are more successful because they know where they're headed. I know where I'm headed. I think that's why I get up so quick. And I love what I do because I know where I'm headed and I know how many people need this message. Now the method, the how, it's going to change, but the why never changes. But it's the ability to adapt your mindset to different methods to ensure you actually get there. So remember, as I go into the last point, marry your vision, date the method, and watch your life transform. Here's number 4. Here's our last piece. And thank y'all so much for rocking with us. You got to diversify your skill sets, okay? In today's day and time, the world is changing. Having a diverse skill set isn't just an advantage, but it is also a necessity. The more skills you have, the more opportunities you can create for yourself. By expanding your abilities, you not only make yourself more valuable in the marketplace and on your career field, but also open up multiple pathways to financial freedom, right? And personal growth. If you want to quit the rat race without leaving your 9-to-5 job, diversifying your skills and your skill sets or not skill set is super crucial. Let's think about it. The more skills you have, the more versatile and resilient you become. You're not just stuck in one role or in one industry. You have the flexibility to pivot when necessary, to explore different opportunities and to grow in multiple directions. Prime example, you all see me sitting here and teaching you all and doing YouTube. Over the last 3 years, because we've built a major YouTube channel, I've had major celebrities reach out to me, specifically in the Christian space, and say, yo, how can I do what you're doing? I'm a pastor, but I want to start a show. Actually, right before shooting this show, I was sitting down with a mega pastor, has close to 30,000 members. And he was like, hey, man, I want to build my show up and make it better. And I've watched you grow over the last 3.5 years since you left your last situation. And you've grown more in the last 3.5 years on this than you did ever with them for 6.5 years. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Then I started realizing like, yo, I know how to grow. So now I'm consulting on the side, just teaching people what to do and how to do it and giving them that information. 3, you see me talking about money. A lot of churches have been reaching out to me and saying, hey, I want a stewardship pastor, but I can't afford to pay them full time. Would you be willing to consult with us as a stewardship pastor? A stewardship pastor consult, what does that mean? Well, these churches love my ideology and my thoughts on money. So they want me to come in once a quarter, teach a sermon, and host a actual wealth building seminary every Saturday for a quarter, 4 times a year, and teach at least 2 times, 3 times out of the year solely on biblical personal finances. Brilliant. I'm diversifying my skill set. Here's how you can start diversifying your own skill sets. Number 1, you got to identify your skills. Identify skills that are in demand. Not just what you like doing or what you want to do. No, identify skills that are needed in America. Look at trends in your industry and beyond. What skills are employers looking for? What abilities could help you in your side of hustle, in your side hustle or passion projects? Whether it's coding, digital marketing, public speaking, project management, YouTube, there's always something new to learn. If you're going to do this, not only identify the skills that are needed, but you also got to invest into continuous learning. Make it a habit to learn something new regularly. I said this earlier, stop using your time to look on Shade Room, to look on what everyone else is doing. No, this could be through online courses, certifications, workshops, or even books and podcasts like you're listening to me today. The more you invest in your growth, the more options you create for yourself and for your family. So as you're learning and you're growing, right, you got to practice and apply. Learning these skills is just the first step. To truly master it, you need to apply it. Look for opportunities at work, in your side hustle, or even through volunteer work to put your new skills into practice. Prime example is, I remember when I was on a job. This is when I was in the collections. I learned a new skill, and I every time I would go in and ask for a pay raise, my boss would say, man, you're doing your job well, but you haven't taken more off of my plate. And so when he said that to me off of the second time of just giving me my general regular 2% at the time pay raise, which we all know 2% takes care of the taxes. So you see a small bump, but we don't see a tremendous bump. It wasn't until I came home and I told that to my parents, and my dad said, son, go learn something that the supervisor is doing that you can do. Do that for a season and watch them look at you and offer you the promotion or a pay raise or something. So I came back to work. I'll never forget. It was early in the morning, and I saw my supervisor was going through our team's numbers and seeing what calls were actually being dropped as far as they were hard to collect, that he would have to call the people. It was a collection agency. He would have to call and try and convince them. Here's what I did. I came in maybe 20, 30 minutes early. I would pull up that list and I would get on the phone and call them because they were on the East Coast. I would call them and I would try and collect at least 1 or 2 of them every single day. And then if my call log was short throughout the day and I wasn't getting enough calls, inbound calls, I would open up the call list that are huge clients, right? And I would call it. Watch this. How did that help you, Anthony? Well, because every time you open up an account, they tell you the last person who called. So every time my supervisor would open up that account, he would see, man, wow, Anthony called this person. Wow, there's another account Anthony called. And they're not in my call log. They're in his call log, where these are high volumes of people that we would love to collect on because the balances are high. And when I would go ring that bell, I collected money, watch this, on money that wasn't mine. I didn't get a commission check on it. If we collected more, I think the average that we commission we would get was 15% or whatever we collected. If we collected on someone else's that wasn't ours, we got 5%. And then that person got the 10%. And so I would settle for 5% because I saw the ultimate vision. Ooh, oh my gosh. God is bringing all this together. This is not on my notes. The ultimate vision was, I want a pay raise. I want a promotion. I was 19 at the time and I was good at collecting. And I was like, yo, I'm really good at this. So I would come in there and I did that for 4 months. He never asked me. The dude never even said, thank you, Anthony. He just made sure I got my 5%. When they opened up a brand new office in Jacksonville, Florida, I remember the owner of the company calling me up to his office. He had a glass up top. He knocked on the window hard, looked at me and said, I came upstairs. I'm thinking I'm in trouble, but I was like, I can't be in trouble, but I still think I was in trouble. He said, hey, man, the last 6 months, man, you've collected over $400,000. You're killing. Out of the $400,000, you only collected $100,000. Wow. $100,000 that's not yours. Wow. I was like, yes, sir, man. Just trying to do my part here and make some extra income. I saw there was a need and I just wanted to help out my supervisor because I think if he could spend his time jumping on a call before someone hangs up with the customer on the phone, he can do that rather than spending his time not helping us. I just wanted to help him out with that. He said, man, I like that. He was like, Anthony, you're 19. In January, I'm opening up a brand new office in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm sending such and such, which was my supervisor, to be the branch manager, but I need 2 supervisors to open. You interested? I said, excuse me? I want to move you to Jacksonville, Florida. I'm going to pay you $80,000. Watch this, y'all. $80,000 in 2003. 2003, 2004. That was real good money. Plus you keep your 15% commission from your team now, not just you. So at 19, 20, about 20 years old, by the time we move, I'm making $100,000 in the 2000s, solely because I gained new skills. I was willing to adapt and adjust, and I created a demand for me. I didn't have to quit my new job, but because I created a new skill set and I applied and I learned it. I learned it and I applied it. It created a demand that Anthony ONeal was open. Now, you all know the story, man. I eventually lost that job about 1.5 years later, which I'm grateful that God allowed it to go down that way, because I wouldn't be where I am today, because I'm probably making $250,000 over there right now, and I would be super comfortable, wouldn't even know that this was an option for me. Which leads me to the last thing, that if you're really going to do this, right? If you're really going to do this, you got to get around the right individuals. You have to get around the right individuals and surround yourself with people who think like you and who are focused on growth. You'll not only learn from them, but also open doors of collaborations, mentorships, and new opportunities. I played better golf today because I surrounded myself with people who are way better than me. You see, breaking free from the rat race isn't about quitting your job or making drastic changes overnight. It's about strategically using your time, building independence, aligning your work with your purpose, and constantly growing your skill set. You see, when you marry your vision, date the method, and equip yourself with diverse skills, you create a life where you're in control, not just going through the motions. Remember, this journey is about progress, not perfection. Take the steps, make the changes, and watch as your life transforms. from surviving to thriving. And if you're ready to start this journey, don't wait. I want you to start right now by getting my brand new book, Take Your Seat at the Table, where I walk you through these detail by detail on how to do just that, of how you can take control of your life, whether you're making $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million a year. The life you want is within reach. And it begins with the actions you take today. I'll make sure to drop the information for my book inside today's show notes. Don't forget, we're giving away $2,000 worth of bonuses that will help you start your journey right now today. So listen, go to AnthonyONeal.com/book. Make sure to check out my friends over at Ethos, AnthonyONeal.com/life insurance. And I thank you for watching today's show. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.